welcome to my channel. I'm Sharon and this is Fun with Cross Stitch. Today is Wednesday the 19th of November 2025 and this is floss tube number 98. Welcome. I know it's only been a week but I'm back. Welcome to all my existing subscribers. Thank you for coming back and watching every video that I put out, and I hope you like the content that I show you. Welcome to all my new subscribers and new viewers. Thank you for clicking on my video to see what I have to show you. I hope you like what I show you and you stick around for some more. Okay, so I did say last week when Big Bash started that I would be doing weekly videos while Big Bash is on, and then we'll see how that goes to whether I continue doing weekly ones or whether I switch back to fortnightly ones. Depends what you people want. But I just thought, being as it's Big Bash, there's lots of games, I'm getting a lot of stitching in, I'll just do it weekly and we'll see how we go for that. Now it has worked out that I did do more stitching with this Big Bash game. Normally I do 6, 7, sometimes 8,000 stitches in a fortnight. This week I have done 6,509. So really loving the idea that I'm getting more stitches in even though it's shorter time. And I think that's because every time I pick up a whip, I'm not just sitting there for the whole day doing it. Now I've worked on the whole 9 whips, which I'm quite happy about. I've kept up with the games. The only one I've got a stitch for today is last night's. Yeah, so I'm really loving the idea of switching between whips, which before I didn't like. I used to want to just stitch on one because I thought it took more time putting that one away, getting the next one out, setting it up again. But with Big Bash, I don't know. I don't know what's changed. Something's clicked, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Now, since my last video last Wednesday, we've had 9 cricket games. Unbelievable. 9 games. Now, I've done them all except for last night's game. I have put all the results up on the event page, so if you're needing to catch up, all the results are over there, so you know what you're doing. I hope everyone's having fun with this game. I know I am. I know there's a few people that have asked to do it again next year, so I think this game will be a yearly thing now. It'll just stick with Fun with Cross Stitch and be a yearly game. And we'll think of some other games to pop in there as well, but let's just stick with this one. Okay, so I worked on the 9 projects and I got 6,509 stitches. And like I said, I've only got a stitch for last night's game. So last night's game was Hobart Hurricanes and Adelaide Strikers. The Hurricanes won 136 runs and then they got 6 wickets. But Adelaide Strikers only got 134 runs, so it was a very close game and they got 7 wickets. Now I'm doing, just a quick rundown, I was doing 1 stitch per run, but it doesn't seem to have been challenging enough, so I changed it to 2 stitches per run, and I think that's where my sweet spot is. And for all the wickets that are taken for every game, I do 10 stitches per wicket. And so far, so good. That seems to be all working. Now, at the moment, I'm stitching every day because hubby's not home. So when hubby gets home and he goes back to his normal Melbourne run, because at the moment he's up at Katherine doing mangoes because it's mango season. When he gets back and goes back to his normal Melbourne run, which means I won't be stitching much on a Friday or a Sunday. So that might change things. So it just means I need to stitch a bit quicker on the other days. And make sure I keep up. So we will deal excuse me, we will deal with that as it comes. Okay, so enough waffling on. We've been here for 5 minutes and I haven't showed you a thing yet, so let's get into it. Got a bit of a frog in my throat today. Okay, so we'll just go with Toy Shop first. That's the first one on the list. So this is a Heaven and Earth design, Toy Shop by Amy Stewart. This is a favourite of a lot of people and mine. I'm gonna love it when I'm finished it, but I'm gonna miss it when I'm finished it. So I'm working down here in this corner here. I've just put the Q-snap in and the Q-snap staying there until I finish what fits in the Q-snap. So at the moment I'm doing the elephant. Oh, got to go and get my wrist checked. I don't know what it is, but it's sore right here. So I don't know if it's from holding the Q-snap because I haven't been using my stand. I've just been resting it on the desk, but hanging on to it. So I don't know if that's the thing, but sometimes I pick up one of these whips and I nearly drop it. So I've got to be careful. But it's only just got sore today. So maybe too much stitching, but I've stitched with this hand, so it must be holding the Q-snap. Okay, enough. I digressed again. Okay, so Toy Shop. I did 1,314 stitches and I'm on 55.40%. Now, besides it being a little bit grubby, because it is an old whip, this is where we're at now. So I've been working on this elephant, as you can see. So I'm just filling in. I just picked a colour at the bottom and it's taken me up there. Picked a colour here, slowly bringing that up as well. But here's his other leg, and this is part of his blanket over where it's normally a saddle, but it's got a red blanket on. So that's the part I'm doing now. But yes, I'm just loving this one. It's just starting to grow pretty quick. So I'm just going to keep filling in all the spaces, getting done whatever I can fit in this Q-snap without moving it, and see how long. Whether that's maybe the whole game of Big Bash before I get that filled in. We'll see. But loving it so far. I don't think I'll reach the 60% by the end of the year, but I'm over halfway, so that's a good thing. I'm hoping to get this as close as I can to a finish next year, by the end of next year. And then by 2027, have it finished. That's my plan for that one. So we'll see how we go. But that's Toy Shop. Okay, so the next... Oh, I worked on that 8 times. I mean, I only put a little bit in it each time, but it soon adds up. Okay, so the next one... that was done for wickets. And that's done on a 16 count Aida, 2 over 1 full cross. Got to remember to do that one. Okay, so the next one is, I just call it Tiger. This is one that Nessa has made. She designed it and made it for Fun with Cross Stitch, so it's exclusive to Fun with Cross Stitch. They are on the group page in the featured section. If you would like to have a look, they are there to purchase, to buy. There's heaps of them. Heaps of them. She's done well. So they are there. Now this one I worked on 3 times and I got 633 stitches. So every time Sydney Thunder plays, this is the one that I work on. So I think out of all the games they'll all get like about the same amount of stitching time, just the stitches will vary. So here we are with this one. Okay, so I have been working on these colours here. Now it's 3865. I think there's a 3770 in there. There's a couple of colours in there. So I'm just bringing it up and around. So I'm doing a lot of light colours at the moment. So when I start this again, I've got to fill in this gap, and I just fill in, pick a symbol and go with it. But only light colours, but we're getting there. This is on 16 count Aida. This is one that I dyed myself. I am going to be doing some dyeing and putting them up for sale on the group page. But that will be a next year's start. But this is where we are with this one. So I got 633 stitches on it. I stitched on it 3 times and I'm on 30.34%. And there's the tiger's eyes. That's part of his ear. But yeah, and that's how that one's going. Didn't realise how sore my wrist was until I start using it. And you can't not use it. Okay, so the next one is Breaking Free. This one I do when Melbourne Renegades play. So every time they play a game, this is the one I work on. It's a Heaven and Earth design, Breaking Free by Sierra Marchetti, or Sierra Marchetti. There's a lot of ways to pronounce it. I've always said Sierra Marchetti, so I don't know if that's the right way, the wrong way. I don't know, but we'll go with that anyway. Sorry if it's the wrong one. So this is what this one's going to look like when it's finished. Now I've done Pinocchio, I've done Raggedy Ann, so I'm concentrating on the middle section here. So it's the bottom of the snow globe. So I'll show you that one. Now this one I worked on 4 times. I played 4 times since my last video. I got 892 stitches on it, and I'm on 17.66%. So all those stitches have gone in here. So I've just been picking a symbol here and running with it. So when I pick it up again, I might even fill in this row here, and then come back up here, pick a stitch and go with it. But that's where this one's taken me. That's the base of the snow globe. So that's just down here. And it's going to be a long process. This one is nearly as big as Toy Shop, so I'm in no hurry, but I'm just loving it. I really am. That part there looks like the front of a boat. But yes, I'm just going to continue on. Whatever fits in the Q-snap, I'm just going to do, but I'm just working across. So I'll probably work to about here, then come back over here, pick another symbol, and do the same. I thought if I leave everything in the Q-snap in the one spot, then we can actually see the progress. Now this one is done on, it looks like an 18 count Aida. 2 over 1 full cross. Actually, I think, well, no, not all of them. Most of them are done on Aida. But I do vary these days. Never used to. I used to only do Aida. And I just have a drink of water. I did put up some of my Christmas design up there. It's a bit hard to see. I'm thinking of moving it to where this coloured box is. Maybe you can see it a bit better. Or the original idea was behind me, but you won't be able to see it. So we will see. And I can't move the crane, otherwise I'd do the whole shelf. That would be a good idea, to do the whole shelf, but I can't move the crane. It's sort of set where it is. Okay, the next one is Twisted Christmas Sampler. So when Melbourne Stars play, this is the one I stitch on. This is from Northern Expressions Needleworks. This one's got a lot of specialty stitches in. I haven't done any specialty stitches on these last couple of times that I've worked on it. I've just done the normal stitches, but we're getting there. So where's this one? Okay, so this one, I have worked on this one 3 times and I've done 705 stitches. Now I don't have a percentage because it's a paper pattern. So this is where we're at with this one. I won't take the top bit out. So what I've done is I finished this swirly row all the way to the top, and then I've put this next band in. So that's 705 stitches. Now I do have to go back. There is a row of beads and specialty stitches to go in there, but I can't put the specialty stitches in until I put the beads in, so I can put them in the right spot. There is specialty stitches to go in here, which I can come back and do. But I thought I would get, seeing as I'm picking it up and putting it down so much, I'm going to be doing, I think, mainly all the normal stitches, and then I might come back and do the specialty ones. There's specialty ones to go in here. There's also specialty ones to go in here and beads. Now, I do think I've done this one row up too far, but I still think it looks okay, and it's not going to affect the pattern, I don't think. I hope. I might just have to modify the last stitch of each one if I have done it up a row too far. But we'll see how we go with that. But that's that one so far. Enjoying that one. We do have another one. I'm doing this one with Nessa at Cross Stitching with Nessa. If you haven't watched it yet, pop over and show her some love and give her a watch. She does a lot of different ones, and we do a few the same. She's doing this one as well, and hers is looking beautiful. It really is. So if you haven't seen it yet, pop along and give her a watch. She's due to do one next Friday. Yeah, she does hers fortnightly, like I was doing. Yes, I'm loving that one. I'll just keep plodding along. The next one is the Christmas shop. So, Christmas shop, where's that one? Every time the Perth Scorchers play, that's when I stitch on the Christmas shop. The band sampler was done on 25 count 2/2. And that one's a Lagana, I'm pretty sure. I think. Okay, the next one is Christmas Shop. It's a Heaven and Earth design by Ciro Marchetti again. He does some beautiful work. I've got a few, and I've done a few tiger ones, and I'm pretty sure they're from him as well. So this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Now, I did have to cut off a few stitches on each side, which I think is about 10 stitches, because I realised I had counted wrong, and I think I've put the material around the wrong way. But it's only a little bit. It's only going to cut off a little bit of the curtain and the presents at the bottom. Nothing to worry about. The main is in here. Now, there is a Christmas shop too that I would like to do. It's got a lot of the nutcrackers in it. So when I've finished this one, then I will start that one. Or maybe before, but yeah, at the moment it's when I finish this one. So I've picked to do around this bunny rabbit. So I'm working around here. Okay, so where is this one? This one I worked on this one 3 times, and it got 680 stitches on it. Now, I'm pretty sure this one is a 16 count 8er, and I'm on 10.32%. So here we are with this one. See, this dog is so big. That's what made me realise, hang on, maybe it's not going to fit. And he looks so realistic, doesn't he? But anyway, this is what I've been working on. So I just keep picking a symbol down here and running with it. So that's the bunny rabbit's ear. I think that's the bunny rabbit's eye. Oh, look out. So I might put that in when I work next time just to see. I'm pretty sure it is. So, and these are just blocks. But I'm going to work on the bunny rabbit and see how much of that I can get done. Whatever fits in the Q-snap. So the Q-snap is pretty big. I don't think I'll get all the bunny rabbit in this part, but I'll get most of it in. So there's still a bit of room. But yeah, every time Perth Scorchers play, this is what I'm working on. So this is 2/1 full cross. Just takes a little bit to get all the material in, but These are big bags. These are fat quarter bags that I've made. Just so that I can fit all the excess fabric in, and if I need to put cottons in, I can put cottons in. Okay, so the next one is Sewing Cats. So every time Brisbane Heat play, this is what I stitch on for that one. So this is Sewing Cats by Soda Stitch. Now if you pop along to see Nessa's nearly finished this section. And she said that's just on 50% or just over 50% of the pattern. So, but that looks lovely on hers. Now I started in this one, because we all started somewhere different. Nessa started here, I started here, and CJ is doing it, Carol, another admin of ours, and she started up here, or right at the top, I think. So we all started in different sections, and we thought we'd see how it goes. So I started this one. This one is all done. I haven't back stitched, so I've got to go back and back stitch. So now I'm working on this one. So I've got some in this kitty cat done, and I've started on this kitty cat. This pin cushion was already done, but this one grows really quick, or it seems to. Sewing Cats. Now this is in an appropriate bag because it has cats on it. Now this one I worked on 3 times. I got 532 stitches, and I'm on 37.77%. And this is what this one's looking like. So I finished his face, and then I've come over and started on the next cat. So he's a white cat. So this part here must be his eyes. Yes, his eyes come in there. So this is looking good. It's on either 25 or 28. It could be a 25 count, but I'm doing it 2/2 anyway. I think it's a Paddock Lane design, maybe, fabric. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Paddock Lane design fabric. But this is where this one's going. Like I said, I've got to go back and back stitch. Otherwise it's all left to the last minute, but that's okay. I don't mind back stitching. I just seem to love to get the stitches in and not the back stitch. So I need to come back and back stitch. Otherwise all my projects are just going to have back stitch. Now I still have the Sewing Saying. That's upstairs at the moment. I leave that one upstairs. But I'm still back stitching that one at the moment. That had a lot of back stitch, and I left all that one to the last minute again. But that's okay. Oh, I might have to go and get my wrist seen to, I think. Okay, so the next one I worked on was hubby's Linfox truck. This is what this one's going to look like when it's finished. This is from one of his trips. I think this one is up Catherine Way, or it might be a Perth one. Not 100% sure. I'd have to double check with him. But it was a lovely morning or afternoon. But this is what it's going to look like. Now he took the photo. This is the truck that he drives every day. Yeah, so it might have been a Perth one actually. Because when he drives up in Catherine, he doesn't have a sleeper. This one's got a sleeper. So this is probably a Perth trip. But anyway, this is one he took. And I just made it into a cross-stitch pattern through Pizza Pat. That's the main cross-stitch design place that I go to, and I haven't had any problems with them. I've done quite a few. I've done another truck one, and I've also done 3 train ones. Now, hubby's driving a different truck this time because he's up in Catherine. So he's doing 3 trailers, so I might be doing another one with 3 trailers. Now he's already sent me a couple of photos. I've just got to put them in Pictopat and see which one I can get the best results out of. And I will be doing another one. So I've got to get cracking with this one. So this one is here. I've worked on this one twice. So when Hobart Hurricanes play, this is the one I work on. Now I haven't done last night's game yet, so this is one I'll be working on today. So I got 542 stitches and I'm on 14.87%. This is where we are. Now, I'll put before pictures up. You will see a little bit of a difference, but because it's all browns, there's not much. So I did start here. I've filled in this section here. As you can see, that's all filled in. And then a couple of cottons have gone over here. So I just picked the next symbol. There's a few little spots there I've got to fill in. But just picking the closest symbol to here and then just running with it. So I'm gradually filling it in. So I might have to move the Q-snap because I think there's about 6 stitches this side that I need to do. No, I can't get that off at the moment. I normally use a letter opener, put it in the end there and pry it off, but I don't have that. It's over the other side of the room, so but that's okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to pick a symbol here that hasn't been done and run with it wherever it fits in the Q-snap. Try and get rid of a lot of this dirt. So next year I will be working on the truck as well. So I'll be doing truck, one thread of dirt, a thread for the truck, you know, rotating it between the two. But I want to get as much dirt done now as I can. So if I could fill in all this just for the Big Bash, which doesn't finish until January the 25th after the men finish, I'd be happy with that. That's a big chunk. But yeah, so you're going to see dirt for a while. But that's okay. And I did ask him if he wants more done, not to park on dirt. But up in Katherine, where he's driving, there's nothing but dirt, so he doesn't have a choice. So what I'll do is I'll just sort of crop it a little bit so there's not as much dirt in the next one, but he doesn't have a choice. It's dirt everywhere. And at the moment he's getting a lot of rain up there like we are here, but everything is just so wet. But that's just the way it is. It's nearly the end of the season, so he either comes back this Friday or he's up there for the last week of the season, so that means he would have been up there for 3 weeks and do the last week of the season. Then that's done till next year, and he'll just be on his Melbourne run, I think. Who knows, they send him everywhere. Okay, digressed again. The next one is Christmas mugs. Now every time the Sydney Sixers play, this is the one I work on. So I've worked on this one twice. Yes, they've only played twice. Let's have a quick look. Sydney Sixers played on Thursday. And then Saturday. Yes, I've only played twice since the last floss tube. Okay, so on this one I did, let's show you what I'm doing. I'm doing the Snow Lady mug. I think I called it the Christmas mug. Or Santa mug, but it's Snow Lady mug. Yes. Yeah, that's the one I'm doing. It didn't look right there for a minute, but I'm doing this bottom bit in the scarf, so. This one I have done 644 stitches, and I'm on 59.69% just for this little mug. Just for this section, and I've got one more section to go. So this one will be finished by the end of the cricket. I'm hoping before the end of the year. But this is where we are with this one. Let's just make it a bit darker at the back. So there we are with this one. Now I think I only had this bottom checker bit done. So I've done all this. And it's looking quite good actually. This is done on a 20... Pretty sure it's a 28 count. It's a rose something. It looks like an apricot rose, but it's a rose It's one that I got from New Zealand. This is one that hubby picked out for the chatelaine, and I had heaps left because when I buy big pieces, I always buy it by the metre or 2 metres, so I know I've got enough for something else. So this is what it's on anyway. Yeah, so I've nearly finished the bottom of the mug, so I'll get stuck into that and try and get some more done. But yeah, so twice so far. Let's see how many times I can get it done in the next week. But that one is done 2/2 full cross. Okay, so lucky last. This is only going to be a shorter video this week, not fortnight, week. Okay, so the last one I've been working on is Merry Mischief Makers. And this is one from, I think it's Zana Cross Stitch off Etsy. Now this one I'm doing on a 20 count. I have it written on the back so I didn't forget. Now this one I've done a lot of this tabby cat, this ginger cat, and then I took it out of the Q-snap to move it. It doesn't look big enough, so I've counted it and it does. So that was a load off my mind. So I've started coming down and doing a bit of this bow just to get out of the cat for a bit. Now this one was looking a bit weird. Now when I started it at 1/1, and then when I've come back to it, I've done 2/1. So I wondered why it was looking a bit tight in here and a bit untidy. Now I'm not going to undo it because it doesn't look too bad on the camera, but I've gone back to the 1/1 for this one, and it does look a lot neater. Now in here it does look a bit tight, bit cramped, but it's only for the belly, so I thought I'm going to leave that. But down here I've gone back to the 1/1. Now this is where the bow is starting because I just wanted to make sure it fit, but it does. So I got 567 stitches and I'm on 1.81%. Merry Mischief, where are you? Oh, every time Adelaide Strikers play, this is the one that I work on. And this is on Colour Cascades fabric, yes. And she's named it Fairy Wear Boots. So I don't know why it's a Fairy Wear Boots, but it's got sparkle in it. And I'm just loving it. I think because this is all Christmassy colours, I think it's really going to pop on this one. Now, I don't think it'll be done for Christmas next year because I'm only on 1.81%, but it's so lovely. So many cats. But this is the bow that I'm doing. I'm just at the top bit. So I'll just keep working on this bow and the cat and bring it together. So this is what this one's looking like. Loving it. Loving it. So there's the 9 projects. Now I'm going to be working on these 9 again. These 9 are the only 9 I'll be working on until the 25th of January. And then I have taken a photo of all of them before I started the Big Bash. Like a whole photo. So then at the end of Big Bash, I can show you the whole again and you can see the difference. So it's going to be a good difference. Okay, so today I've got a stitch for the Hobart Hurricanes and Adelaide Strikers. So the Hobart Hurricanes is the Linfox truck. So I've got to do 274 stitches on that because I double it and they made 136 runs. And the Adelaide Strikers is Merry Mischief again. They got 134 runs, so it's 268 stitches I have to do for that one. And in total was 13 wickets, so it's 130 on Toy Shop. So I'll get that one done this morning. And then today's game, what's today? 19th. Is between Sydney Thunder and Perth Scorchers. So that is Tiger for Sydney Thunder and then Christmas Shop for Perth Scorchers. But there's only the one game, so those ones won't be played until 6:10 tonight, I think. I think that's the time it is. So I'll get that done. Probably, I might start some tonight. I might do the wickets tonight, because I'll have a roughly idea. I do about 130. That normally covers the wickets. But as for the game, I have to wait for it to be played. So the stats so far. I will put on a graph, the chart that Nessa's made, the tracker. That's the word I was looking for. I will put the tracker up here so you can have a look at what I'm reading. I've just got it on the computer in front of me here. So for the Sydney Sixers, which is the Monks, the runs so far is 406 in the game so far. Stitches I've needed to be done for those is 812, and I have done 961 stitches so far. So the stitches left, I've done 149 over what I'm meant to have done. So that's fine. Adelaide Strikers, they have done 421 runs. Hang on. I have a spot on my glasses and it makes it very hard to read it. There we go. Adelaide Strikers have made 421 runs. That's a lot of runs. I need to do 842 stitches, and I have done 631. So I have 211 stitches on that one to do today. Melbourne Renegades, they have made 503 runs. Stitches to do is 1,006. I have done 1,024, so I'm 18 in front for that one. Hobart Hurricanes, which is the Linfox truck, they have made 586 runs. I needed to do 1,172 stitches. I have done 900, so I have 272 to do today. Sydney Thunder, which is Tiger, they have made 447 runs. I need to do 894 stitches. I have done 898 stitches, so I'm 4 stitches in front. Doesn't matter whether I'm in front, I don't mind. Perth Scorchers, which is Christmas Shop, they have done 414 runs. So that's 828 stitches, and I have done 898 stitches, so I'm 70 over on that one. Brisbane Heat, which is Sewing Cats, they have done 390 runs, so I need to do 780 stitches, and I've done 801 stitches, so I'm 21 over on that one. Melbourne Stars Christmas Band Sampler, they have done 498 runs, which is 996 stitches, and I've done 996 stitches. So I'm flat on track with that one. And for the wickets, which is Toy Shop, all up they have made 169 wickets between the lot of them. Stitches to do is 1,690, and I have done 1,693, so I'm 3 stitches over. So in total, the total amount of stitches to be done so far is 9,020, and I've done 8,802. So that's not too bad for what, 2 weeks? Yeah, just a bit over 2 weeks. So that's not too bad, or just a bit under 2 weeks. Yeah, because last floss tube and this floss tube. So quite happy with that. Yeah, so I will, like I said, I've put the tracker up here so you can see what I was reading. But yeah, so I've got to work on Linfox and Merry Mischief today. There will be another game tonight, so I will put if I'm still awake when the game finishes, then I'll put the thing up tonight. If not, it goes up in the morning, but normally I'm still awake because it finishes, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something, or 10:30 by the time I actually get the results. Because I can't watch every game because it doesn't always come on 7+ or 7. Sometimes you've got to go to a paid site when I don't have those, because I don't see the point in paying for something that I'm not really going to watch all the time. So, but that's it for me, I think. Now for the next week, I will be back next Wednesday. So I'll be working on the same 9 projects, so you'll see the same ones again, but more progress. But like I said, it's going to be interesting at the end of the whole thing, the end of Big Bash, just to see the difference between the start photo and the end photo, to see how much work that I have actually put into each of them, seeing as I'm only doing it in one section. So looking forward to that. Okay, well, I don't have any... Do I have any haul? I just got one new planner. It's just a monthly planner. Because I'm doing more than one project per day. So at the moment, this is my planner, and there's not much room in there to write everything that I'm trying to write in. At the moment, I'm working on them every day too. So, but this one has more room. So this is one I'm going to start probably after Big Bash. I'll keep doing Big Bash in this one for now, and then this one I'll start next year. But there's more room. We'll just see how we go. Or I could just do my floss tube ones in here ready to be done. But I think that's all I brought in haul. I haven't got any more material. I've still got bags to make. All the bags are made that I have to make. All I've got to do is just send them. I haven't done any more diamond painting yet, so there's nothing to show you there. Like I said, I've got my Christmas stuff up, but I need to move it because you can't really see that good. So I'm thinking of putting it there. And then just twisting the camera around a bit so you could see it a bit better might be better. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's it for me today. I will let you go and watch someone else, and I will go and get this uploaded and edited and uploaded. And I have to, well, normally if I stay home and let it upload, it'll take all day and it won't be up until tonight. So normally I get this done early, I edit it, get the process started, and then go up and do my shopping. And by the time I'm at the shops, before I even get home, which might only be an hour and a half, it's done, it's uploaded, ready for you to watch. So a big difference to doing it at home. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go get this edited, start the upload, go do what I've got to do, come back and probably mow the lawn, and then I'll get some stitches in. So thank you very much for clicking on the link. Sorry it's a week, but that's the way it's going to be over Big Bash. And then we'll decide if it's going to stay weekly or whether I go back to fortnightly. So we will see. But next year I will be, after Big Bash finishes, I will be doing my 20 projects that I've planned to do next year and start on the 6,000 on each project. Now I have got a decision wheel which will tell me which one to stitch on. So I'll just spin, and I'll spin 10 whips per floss tube and see how much I can get done on those 10. Now I know I can do 9 whips because that's what I'm doing these weeklies. But I'm also seem to be getting more stitches in when I change the whip. Now I thought before I used to get more stitches in when I just sat down and stitched on one whip. But it seems like I'm getting more swapping. So I'm thinking of doing another wheel. I'll do one wheel which will pick my whips, and then one wheel I'll spin and it'll tell me how many stitches I'm going to be doing on that whip. So that might be the way I go as well. And then every time that I pick up, say I pick up Toy Shop, I'll spin the wheel and see what it tells me to stitch on that. Then I'll stitch on that, and then I'll pick up Tiger. And once I go through them all and then come back and go through them again, then I'll just spin and it will tell me how much to stitch on that one. So I'm going to try that because I think I'm getting more stitching done that way. But we will see. That's a end of January decision. Okay, so that's it for me now. It worked out to be a long video like normal anyway, but I didn't think it was going to be. But I'd just like to thank everybody for watching, liking, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you do like what I'm showing you and you would like to see some more, hit the subscribe button, then you'll know when I put up another video. Hit the like button. It just helps me with the algorithm and gets me out there a bit more. Now, we'll be doing giveaways when I reach another milestone, which I think it's the 1st of December. Then I've been, it's my Flossiversary. So it'll be, what, 4 years. 4-year Flossiversary, I think, on the 1st of December. So I will be doing a giveaway for that one. So look out for that one. Okay, that's it for me now. I'm going to go get this edited. I've waffled on enough. I've waffled on more than what I've showed you, I think. But, hey, that's the way it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.